You know, there are very few circumstances that actually warrant not having a home inspection at all. You know, some people just don't care, but it's a few $100s, depending on the size of the house. It's always based on square footage, size, and a few other external factors. I had these customers months and months back who were buying a home, and when we got it under contract, the husband said, you know, we're not going to have a home inspection. And I said, you know, I know the personality type that usually calls me. It's people that are very thorough, numbers-based people, data-driven, and I'm like, we're getting a home inspection. Look, they're, you know, a few $100s, anywhere from $300 for like an itty-bitty condo, like a one-bedroom condo-ish, to, you know, several $100s, depending on what you have included in that inspection. And he's like, fine. I'm like, they always pay for themselves. They never not pay for themselves. And so we went and had this home inspection, and the house was beautiful and remodeled. It was a house from the 80s, and it was updated and gorgeous. And, you know, they had even outfitted it with solar panels, which were a really tough pill for these buyers to swallow. They were not interested in solar panel, the extra cost that came with them, and the maintenance, and also sometimes insurance woes, because insurance companies do not want to insure them. So that was the first jagged pill that they swallowed with this transaction. And then we had the home inspection, and that's when, even though the house was absolutely beautiful, look how angelic I look, beautiful and remodeled, they didn't do the windows. So the windows were original 80s, and, you know, they kept water out, but many of them didn't open or didn't stay closed after the inspector, because they test windows, you know. So that was one of those things that we ended this transaction over, because, you know, first swallowing the pill with the solar panels and all the nonsense, and, you know, it's individual nonsense that had to do with that property and the solar panels. But to swallow, you know, a pill for all of these windows, there were so many windows in this house. They were the 80s jealousy windows that go out. So once you opened them, they always stayed open like this far unless somebody went outside and pushed, let alone they weren't storm compliant, let alone that you didn't get any sort of wind mitigation credit for it. So it would have been very expensive fix for this home buyer. And that was one of the best lessons anybody could have ever learned. You know, for $500 to $700, save these folks hundreds of thousands of dollars with regard to the solar panels, expenses, insurance, and a whole new set of windows for a home that had very dated, very, very, very dated legacy windows.